Hi everyone, we've got another analysis video today, and this is what I call an ambulance chaser. Ambulances have a tough job of it, getting through traffic when they're trying to save someone's life. And then people follow them who try to make use of the good space that the ambulance is actually clearing the traffic. Well, this one gets his comeuppance.
So what we've got here is looking like a national speed limit dual carriageway, and the cars are all slowing down because there's a roundabout coming up. But watch the right hand side of the frame. At this point, I would like to say a big thanks to Sean, who is a fellow driving instructor from the Nottingham area, who sent this clip in. And as always everyone, please send the clips to the usual places. Clips like we've just seen really grind my gears. These people who work for the emergency services are off to save someone's life, and then they have to deal with this. First things first, good job by the driving instructor seeing the ambulance coming early and moving over early. This is the first little part I'd like to have a look at. First of all, the Audi in lane 2. Perfect. Trying to move into a space. But the silver car in lane 3 hasn't really done the correct thing. If you are in queuing traffic, quite often the traffic will split to allow the ambulance or emergency service through the middle. However, in this situation, try and do your best to keep to the left so the emergency services can go past you correctly on the right side. Now, the next thing I'd like to have a little look at is the silver car's use of hazard lights. I know people use them incessantly, but they cause so much confusion. Why not just put a right signal on if you are going to stay to the right? Hazard lights are often used by people who don't look or think. But to be totally fair, none of this was a factor in the accident. So let's have a quick look on what part the ambulance played in this situation. They do seem to pull up and stop quite quickly. I wouldn't call it an emergency stop, but they do pull up quite quick. But all the brake lights are working, the blues were on, so honestly, they can do what they like. They might have had a call to go a different direction because the traffic was tailing back a little bit further up. So for me, zero blame for the ambulance. So now let's move on to the black Seat. We don't need Ashley's opinion or supposed expertise on this. They're simply charging through the space that the other cars have created for the ambulance. Was there even a little bit of competition going on with the black car in lane 3? Which honestly seemed to be doing the same thing as the Seat. Ambulances are often shared vehicles and they work round the clock. So now this one's going to be off the road and not saving someone's life while it gets repaired. Despicable.
So there's not really much I need to add to that particular clip. The actual driver following that ambulance, honestly, idiotic. Why would you do that? All in that rush just to get into that space that the ambulance has created. And to be fair karma as far as I'm concerned. I just hope that no one got injured. What I would like to add though is a little bit of advice on what to do if you do have to deal with an emergency service vehicle. And the first bit is try not to panic. Try and have a little look around, see your mirrors, see the space that you actually need to use to actually help the emergency service vehicle out. Let them know your intentions as well. Signal, no problems. Move early. Let them see what position that you're taking up so they get to judge their route past in plenty of time. Try not to make any rash decisions. Above all anything else though, think of the space that they need to use and try and accommodate that. Sometimes that even means sitting still and let the emergency service vehicle go and use the other side of the road, which is not a problem. They're highly trained people. They're more than capable of doing that. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all soon.